Hi everyone, I'm working on an Angel Secret Squirrely box, and I've had a couple of people ask me to share with them how I do the floral sprays that I put on top of the boxes. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys through it, but just to kind of give you an idea of where I'm going with this box. The theme is supposed to be Pink It Up, and I know there's a lot of black on here, but my Angel Squirrel really loves black and pink together. And Nancy had shared with me in one of my boxes this pink trim with the silver, so I decided to kind of run with that. And then I had this Seven Gypsies paper that has the music paper on it, and it's black, you know, it's kind of a brownish black, so I put the brownish tones towards the bottom and then the tone on tone white creamy color to the top. Well, my idea for the theme for this box would be, I have a quote, we had to do a quote journal, and I have a quote that says, a friend knows the song in your heart and can play it back to you. So I'm going to kind of go with that theme, which is why I have music paper down here. So back to the box. I started out with the base. I'm going to build my spray up here at the top. And I started out with the base. I put a little lace doily here. I was gonna put lace here, but the lace just wasn't the right shape, and it was too bulky. So I used a lace doily. And the reason that I do that is because it gives a nice anchored base for my flower arrangement. So we're gonna start out with that at the bottom. Then I also have these pink rosebuds that I got from Prima, which I absolutely love. They've been discontinued. And then I've painted some things that I'm going to put on the box in pink, so I kind of touched the tips of these with that pink paint, so it would kind of match what was going to happen over in this area. Then I also have pulled out some of the little mulberry flowers from Carla's Etsy store. And then I've also pulled out some I Am Rose's large gardenias and some I Am Rose's small gardenias. Then I have a couple of these butterflies, not sure if they're going to work. I think these are from Carla's Etsy store as well. And then I also have some of these little sprays of pearls that I got around Easter time, and this is really all I have left of it, so I was going to try and use up some of this. I also have pulled out some pink ribbons, and I've pulled out some different pearls. I don't know if I'll go with the peachy creamy color to kind of pull in the color from the paper, or if I want to go with the iridescent pearls. Looking at this up against the paper, I'm probably going to go with the iridescent pearls because I want to kind of tone this creamy color down a little bit. And also to pull in from the side trim that I showed you guys, to pull in the silver content, I have some of the silver tinsel that I'm going to work into that as well. So let's get started. What I want to start out with is, when I start with my rosebuds, I want to take 3 of them, and I just want to build them out at different levels. So when you start making these, they come in these clusters, and I take them all apart always, and then what I do is I start wrapping them. I've done some of this to save time on the video. I start wrapping them so that they are at different levels on the spray. So, you know, they're all kind of worked in at a different level. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to show you with this one. So I have them at different levels. They're not all at the same peak on purpose, because we want to fill in these peaks. And I don't get tight up around these stems because I don't want it so tight you can't see through it. I want to be able to work other flowers into it. So to attach it to this spray, I'm basically going to take this and twist it around this base, just like this. And notice how far apart everything is. You don't want everything all clumped up together. I do like my sprays to be kind of thick. It does take a lot of flowers to make a floral spray, so the mulberry flowers are usually your cheapest alternative, and you always want to have at least one huge flower as a focal point, or one nice sized rose or something as a focal point. Speaking of roses, I do have a rose here that might actually work better than one of those gardenias. I believe these are from I Am Rose's too. So see how beautiful that is? That probably will look a lot better than the gardenia. So I'm not going to use the large gardenia. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a liberal amount of glue right on top of that spray. Right here at the base. I'm not worrying about my flowers. I'm just worrying about the base of this spray. And the reason for that is because I still want to be able to move and tuck my flowers around as I need to. So that's going to offer my anchor. Then I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to wrap, if I can find one. I've got a bamboo skewer here. I'm just going to wrap this little stem of this rose around the skewer, pull it out, and see, it's going to add my little corkscrew, which I love seeing those. Now this glue is still kind of hot, so I'm just going to place my biggest rose right there in the center. And I'm going to lift this up a little bit, make sure there's plenty of glue where that rose is supposed to hit, and making sure that that rose is actually hitting the base of that box. I'm just going to hold it down until it's in place. Now, it already looks good. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's already looking pretty good. Now I'm going to start with my next size down roses, which I have these gardenias, but now that I've added that rose, I don't know if I even want to use those. This is how my mind works. I'm sorry guys, I know the ADHD, you would think I'd already had this planned, but I don't. This is real time, real life crafting right here. Now, I don't like to cut these stems with my Timmy scissors. I cut them with wire cutters that I keep here at my desk. Again, I like these corkscrewy kind of ends, so I'm going to keep these like that. Now this is the rose from Carla's store, and I'm going to start building out these just a little bit. And I'm just going to fill them in here and there. I'm going to try and cover up some of these. Actually, I need to do something a little different. Hold on. I've got, I don't know if I want to do that. I'm probably going to go ahead and, okay, I'm going to just glue this down here. Real time, guys. This is what I do. Real time. I'm fussing, arguing, all that with everything. Now, I want to keep my flowers at an odd number if I can, because odd numbers have more interest, believe it or not. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes I end up with an even number, but if I'm using the pink roses, there's going to be an odd number. If I'm using the little roses, there's going to be an odd number. So I've got 2 on here now, so now I need to build out a third. So I'm gonna, and I don't have very many of these. This one, I'm probably not going to corkscrew it. I'm just going to cut it kind of tight at the stem. And it's going to get flanked over here. And notice how I'm working in a triangular motion. I'm going from this corner to this corner, back to this corner. Again, that adds interest to your swag. So I'm going to come over here. Notice I still have an even number, so I need to add one more, and I think that one more is going to get added right in here at the base of this rose, just like that. Okay, so now I have this triangle view of the pinks, then I have the triangle view of the little white ones. I only have the one in the center. I'm loving it so far. Now I don't know if I want to work those. Those kind of help to fill that in, but we've got all this other stuff that I want to use, so let's move on to it. Now we're going to start with our next bulkiest thing, and that's probably going to be this lace and this tinsel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm put a couple of, I'm just going to do a couple of little loops, kind of like a bow, and I'm going to cut that off. Shh. Hey. Now I'm going to take some of these stems that I have left over from these roses, and And I'm just gonna wrap this around here like this. And just that's how I make my little bows. So I'm just gonna tighten this down just like this. So see how it looks like a mess. I know, it's okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue onto this stem, and I'm gonna put it right in here. And see how that's gonna fill in where those stems are, and it's gonna cover that up. Then I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna make another little bow. And again, just taking one of those stems that I cut off, make a little, tie a little knot. And you don't want these too big, because if they're too big, then they're gonna overpower everything. And they're kind of starting to look like they're going to anyway. So I may have to trim back a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna take and pull this one back. And I'm going to stuff this down in here like that. And now it almost looks like we have some ribbons running through our spray. And it looks like we might need one more right here. So again, we're just going to make a small loop. A small loop, just like you're tying a bow. Pull it down, tie it off, and find another stem. These are all stems that I cut off, and the reason I like to use the stems is because they're green, so it has that flowery look. If they happen to get seen, they look like they're part of the flowers. So I'm going to pull this off, tie the, trim that just a little bit. Put some glue right here at the base. Now I'm going to stick this right down in here. And yes, it does cover up some of the flowers, but that's okay. That's kind of why it's in there. The flowers just offer some sort of background. Now I'm going to come back with my little pearls. I'm going to make a couple little loops like this. Cut those off. Now this is the tricky part. I'm going to take this glue and put it on here. I'm going to let it dry for just a second. When it's no longer like molten lava, I take it and twist it in my hand. Now, I'm not telling you to put hot glue on your hand. I'm telling you this is what I do. You don't have to do it if you don't feel comfortable with that. Again, I don't do it when it's hot. I wait for it. Now I'm going to take and pull these up and then maybe work these down in here. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. But I just want, see, I love the little bling effect that the pearls give. I'm going to put one right down in here. This is what we call filler. I can put another one right over here. Notice that if I'm working on this side, I move to this side next. I don't stay in the same spot. Now, one more of those. Maybe right up here. Okay, and then I'm going to add some more of those, but first I'm going to fill in some holes before I fill it up too much. Now I have another one of these flowers. I'm going to cut the stem off of this one, not with those. I'll cut the stem off of this one, and I'm going to place it right in here. Now see how that's starting to fill in? And again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue right there at the base, push it down. Now, to me, it looks like I might need another one like right in, I don't know. I've got one more flower here. Cut this off. And I'm thinking it might need to go like right in here. Cut that stem just a little bit more. Maybe like right up in here. Or maybe this needs to move over and it needs to go right in here. Whoops. Like that. There we go. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue right there. And that kind of nestles that down. Pulling this all around. And there's my spray. Now, I think it still needs a little bit more of those pearls. So I'm just going to work those in. Maybe one right here at the top. Hope you guys are still seeing this. Maybe just a little bit more right here. Opposite this one, just right in there. And now I have these little guys that I want to work in, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to them, find a hole to put them in. I kind of like that hole right there. I have another one of those. I'll put it in on this other side. Just like that. See how they offset nicely? Again, cut this off. Maybe tuck one right down in here. I waited too long to get that one down. I got to put a little more glue on it. Put it right here where I can see. Ow. Hot glue does burn, guys, just so you know. Might want to cut some of these stems down just a little bit. And I want this one maybe right in there. This is kind of the jewelry to the spray. I'm going to flip this around so I can see it. Now it looks like I might need to get some down in here. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on this one and shove it right up in that hole. Right there. And on this other one, over here. Right down in there. Like my corkscrew sticking up. And it looks like it's about even. Maybe, let's see, maybe, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Maybe another, let me see, I don't know, maybe another little, oh, I know, I can put my little butterfly in there. Now on these butterflies, I like to cut some of this stuff off of here. Okay, So I have this little hole right here. I don't want to put where this flower's sticking up, and I don't have another one of those big flowers to put here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a little butterfly down in here. Again, he's going to offer the jewelry that we need. So that is how I have made my sprays. That's how I always make them. Now, to finish out this box, I have this, just so you guys know, you'll see a finished product, but I have this, and again, this guy might get in the way. I might have to rip it off. Maybe not. Maybe I'll just put it right here. I have some other stuff I'm going to put inside of here. I don't have it sitting on my desk, so I can't show you, but then there'll be a little bird down here singing. So there's my box, and I may finish it up by just adding another small spray of flowers down on this side flanking the mirror. And I also have some pearls that I'm going to go around. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this helps out the ones who have asked for the spray tutorial. I hope this helps you out. Thanks.